Search engine optimization (SEO) techniques. SEO stands for search engine optimization. It's the practice of increasing both the quality and quantity of website traffic, as well as exposure to your brand through non-paid, as also known as organic, search engine results. Search engines are answer machines. They score billions of pieces of content and evaluate thousands of factors to determine which content is most likely to answer your query. Search engines do all of this by discovering and cataloging all available content on the internet via a process known as crawling and indexing, and then ordering it by how well it matches the query in a process called as ranking. While paid advertising, social media, and other online platforms can generate traffic to websites, the majority of online traffic is driven by search engines. Organic search results cover more digital real estate, appear more credible to savvy searchers, and receive way more clicks than paid advertisements. SEO is also one of the only online marketing channels that, when set up correctly, can continue to pay dividends over time. If you provide a solid piece of content that deserves to rank for the right keywords, your traffic can snowball over time, whereas advertising needs continuous funding to send traffic to your site. White hat SEO refers to SEO techniques, best practices, and strategies that abide by search engine rule. Its primary focus to provide more value to people. Black hat SEO refers to techniques and strategies that attempt to spam or fool search engines. While black hat SEO can work, it puts websites at tremendous risk of being penalized and or de-indexed and has ethical implications. Penalized websites have bankrupted businesses. It's just another reason to be very careful when choosing an SEO expert or agency. Search engines work through three primary functions: crawling, indexing, and ranking. Crawling. If you already have a website, it might be a good idea to start off by seeing how many of your pages are in the index. This will yield some great insights into whether Google is crawling and finding all the pages you want it to and none that you don't. Check your indexed page by typing in Google site your domain.com into the search bar. The number of results Google displays isn't exact, but it gives you a solid idea of which pages are indexed on your site and how they are currently showing up in search results. For more accurate results, monitor and use the index coverage report in Google Search Console. Telling search engines how to crawl your site can give you better control of what ends up in the index. How to prevent Googlebot to find some pages of your website. Pages which may include old URLs, duplicate URLs, special promo code page, staging or test pages, and so on. To direct Googlebot away from certain pages and sections of your site, use a robots.txt file. Robots.txt files are located in the root directory of websites and suggest which part of your site search engines should and shouldn't crawl. It's important to make sure that search engines are able to discover all the content you want indexed and not just your home page. So, your reported content must not be located in pages in which needed to log in. Search engines won't see protected pages. Non-text media forms should not be used to display text that you wish to be indexed. It's always best to add text within the HTML markup of your web page. Create a clear site navigation. A crawler needs to discover your site via links from other sites. It needs a path of links on your own site to guide it from page to page. If you've got a page you want search engine to find, but it isn't linked to from any other pages, it's as good as invisible. Some more optimizations that can help Googlebot find your important pages are to have clear information architecture. Information architecture is the practice of organizing and labeling content on a website to improve efficiency and findability for users. The best information architecture is intuitive, meaning that users shouldn't have to think very hard to flow through your website or to find something. And utilize sitemaps. A sitemap is a list of URLs on your site that crawlers can use to discover and index your content. One of the easiest ways to ensure Google is finding your highest priority pages is to create a file that meets Google standards and submit it through Google Search Console. Indexing. Once you have ensured your site has been crawled, the next order of business is to make sure it can be indexed. That your site can be discovered and crawled by a search engine doesn't necessarily mean that it will be stored in their index. The index is where your discovered pages are stored. After a crawler finds a page, the search engine renders it just like a browser would. In the process of doing so, the search engine analyzes that page's contents. All of that information is stored in its index. You can tell to search engines how to index your site using robots meta tag. The robots meta tag can be used within the head of the HTML of your web page. The following are the most common meta directives. Index or no index tell the engines where the page should be crawled and kept in a search engine's index for retrieval. Follow or no follow tell search engines where links on the page should be followed or not followed. No archive is used to restrict search engines from saving a hashed copy of the page. Here presented an example of a meta robot's no index and no follow tag. You can also tell to search engines how to index your site using xrobots tag. The xrobots tag is used within the HTTP header of your URL, providing more flexibility and functionality than meta tags. If you want to block search engines at scale because you can use regular expression, block non-HTML files and apply site-wide no-index tags. For example, you could easily exclude entire folders or file types or specific file types by using the xrobots tag as presented here.